Live from the suplex capital of the world, it's the Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling Podcast. The only show where power bombs meet pillow talk and wrestling news meets married life chaos.
What's up, Marks and Maniacs? We're breaking down Monday Night Raw and Saturday night's main event and New Japan Homecoming, from shocking heel turns to who's actually running the locker room this week.
And you know we're not stopping there. It's time to go over AEW Dynamite and break down the updates in the women's tag tournament and preview next week's Blood and Guts double cage madness for both men and women. This week's wrestling is straight up wild.
Plus, we've got the latest news, the rumors that might actually be true, and a few takes spicy enough to get us blocked on X.
So grab your belts, grab your snacks, let's ring the bell because it's time for Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This episode of Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling is powered by W Energy. Listen up, brother. You know, in the squared circle, it's all about having the energy to go the distance. No sugar crashes, no jitters, just clean, focused fuel to keep you going through every promo, every match, and every late-night wrestling binge. That's where W Energy comes in, the ultimate tag team partner for your brain and body, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and a knockout flavor lineup. W is here to make sure you never gas out before the final bell. No fake stuff, no gimmicks, just pure power. So whether you're cutting promos or cutting down on fatigue, grab a tub of W and unleash your inner champ. Head on over to w.gg and use promo code Mr. and Mrs. to get 10% off your first order. That's w.gg/Mr. and Mrs. Fuel up, throw down, and leave your competition down for the 3 count.
Sorry.
All right, guys, we're going to start off with Saturday night's main event. We've got an undisputed WWE tidy whitey match. Undisputed WWE title match. We've got Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre in 18 minutes and 45 seconds. We didn't see this coming, did we?
I thought Drew had a good chance of winning the match with everything that's been going on and the back and forth reaction for Cody. I thought this was a decent match. There was a few messy spots. One with the ref that Cody cleaned up and make look pretty good with a fake knee injury.
Okay.
My big concern here is how many times has Drew McIntyre gone for a world title and not won it?
I know. Can he go somewhere else?
I mean,
he's very underutilized.
He got a good run during COVID. He was champ all through COVID.
Yeah, when nobody's watching.
Yeah, and now, as soon as they get fans back, he had the title for about 5 minutes, lost it to Priest, and hasn't had it since.
I think he could be huge somewhere else.
Oh, he would be, but I don't know.
His Halloween costume with his wife was pretty cute. Yeah. Then we had the WWE Women's Tag Team title match.
No tag team.
Just kidding. It's just a single title match.
I'm like, where do you get tag team?
So, finally, at long last, Tiffany Stratton, Dunzo as the champ.
Yeah, Tiffy time came to an end. She was champ for almost a year. This was a total squash match. Jade Cargill, they made look like the new female Brock Lesnar, and she's fully heel. Quick match. Tiffany's still playing the knee injury, but Jade is the champ now, and I would expect her to be champ for a while, and this perfectly sets up Bianca coming back to TV in a Jade-Bianca feud.
I think that I like Jade Cargill a whole lot more since she took that bump from Nia Jax.
It's the Becky effect.
Yeah, a little scratch-a-roni, and I'm a fan. Then we have the WWE Intercontinental title match. It's a triple threat match. Dominic Mysterio versus Penta and Rusev. Dominic picks up the win, 12 minutes, 26 seconds.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I thought this was the funnest match on the card. This was the best Rusev match since that Sheamus match.
Yeah.
Where they had that street fight. Dominic is fantastic. I loved how he did the ringing the bell spot, and Rusev was all excited and confused. But yeah, Dom is on top. Dom 2 belts. and
2 belts.
keeps rolling strong as the greatest luchador ever.
I feel like it's not even worth mentioning if it's anything less than 12. Then we have the WWE World Heavyweight Title match. CM Punk defeats Jey Uso in 20 minutes and 58 seconds.
Yeah, this was interesting. Punk looked frustrated during the match. There was a couple sloppy spots. It was a solid match. I like how WWE is going to these shorter shows where there's 4 or 5 matches, and that'll fill 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So they actually get time to actually do it.
Right.
And now Punk is the champ. He's going to get a full title run here, and he's going to be on top.
That'll be great. We're going to move right along to Raw as a tag team match, the Judgment Day. So Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vacour in 12 minutes and 47 seconds. Isn't Stephanie the champ?
Yep. Stephanie is the champ.
Why is she doing this match?
She's been having a feud with the Judgment Day,
Gotcha.
going back and forth with them. Nikki made the save and came to her aid.
Okay. Nikki looks good lately.
Yeah, she's been looking good. Judgment Day has been great during this run with Liv being out.
Yeah.
Roxanne has fit in perfectly. I'm anxiously awaiting the return on Liv. It could be any day now. So keep your eyes out. That's why I think this Nikki Bella feud is going on, because before Liv got hurt, she was teasing a match with Nikki Bella. So
Yeah.
she would be able to climb right back in and make that work.
Yeah.
But I also could see Nikki turning on Stephanie during this and trying to get a title shot. And,
Yeah.
it could go a number of different ways.
I think I'd like a heel Nikki better than what she's doing now.
Yeah.
All right, we have a singles match. Penta defeats El Grande Americano. Now, what were we watching that he was on? It wasn't Raw, was it? Monday just happened.
No, that was NXT, where he cut a full promo in Spanish.
In the locker room?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. El Grande is also the speed champ, so they've been having a speed tournament on NXT. So that's why he was there.
Okay.
Yeah, big win for Penta. El Grande is huge in Mexico. They absolutely love the gimmick. And he wrestles like a luchador. He's doing full promos in Spanish, so he's fluid. So I'd like to see this match in Mexico and actually give them more time to have a match, or have the Americanos versus the Lucha Brothers. That would be huge in AAA.
I think the thing that I like about El Grande Americano is it's Ludwig Kaiser, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much time is he spending with Spanish-speaking people? Because his accent is pretty good, and he's also using phrases that, native Spanish speakers would use. Like, he called them chingones, and what did he say he said something about the locker room. I forget what the word is, but just using, slang. And I think that really, deepens the buy-in of Spanish-speaking fans.
Yeah, I mean, he speaks multiple languages already.
All right, then we have a tag team match. The Kabuki Warriors defeat Bayley and Lyra Valkyria in 13 minutes and 28 seconds.
Yeah, the Kabuki Warriors have been on a big roll, picking up wins over Rhea and Io. They've been going back and forth with Charlotte and Alexa, so I could very easily see them being the new women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling this new Bayley character. I'd like to see Bayley just be Bayley and not be this crazy person, with these split personalities. It just doesn't. I don't think it fits her.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of her since, she's not the hugger anymore. I didn't even like her when she first turned heel. I just haven't liked her since, so she's not entertaining to me, but that's just how I feel. All right, we have the World Tag Team title match. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defeat Finn Balor and JD McDonough, or the poor man's Finn Balor, as I like to call him, in 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
The Great Value brand, Finn Balor.
Yep. It's a great value brand.
Yeah, this was a solid tag team match. Nice to see the tag titles getting defended on Raw. AJ and Dragon Lee remind me of Jet Speed. Two guys put together and it just clicks.
Yeah.
Similar gear this week. They flow together. AJ as the veteran, Dragon Lee as the high flyer. So it's a fun tag team, and they both can go. So good for them getting some shine here.
Then they put CM Punk and Jey Uso together to go up against the Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. A double countout.
Yeah, so this was a weak finish. They didn't want to get anybody pinned, whether it's Breaker and Reed or Punk and Uso. The big thing was Logan Paul came back out after he teased being with Punk at the beginning of the show, and he sucker punched Punk with brass knuckles, handed the knuckles to Paul Heyman, so it looks like Logan Paul is part of the Vision now.
Gotcha.
So very interesting. It's going to get them big time heat with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Just wonders what's Paul going for? Is he going to go for the Intercontinental title? Is he going to go for, something? Because Breaker obviously wants the world title. Maybe Paul and Reed as tag champs.
That'd be different.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys have seen we have shelves of wrestlers, and every 6 or 8 months we have to install new shelves because we get more wrestlers, and Logan Paul was one of our most recent finds.
Yeah, I really like the Elite Logan Paul. Came with the WrestleMania Prime U.S. title.
Yeah, pretty sweet jacket too. All right, so there's a John Cena tournament happening.
Yeah, so to name the final opponent for John Cena, it's a 16-person tournament. They said it's going to be wrestlers from NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and people that don't even work for WWE. So maybe some AAA, TNA wrestlers. They announced the first 2 matches. It's going to be Damian Priest versus Rusev. Rusev, a former WrestleMania opponent of John Cena. And the second match, Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So Sheamus won his first world title in a tables match, actually, against John Cena. Okay. So a little bit of history there. And Friday night, the Nick Aldis is going to be announcing 2 more matches, and that'll be half the field. So a lot of people, a lot of rumors about maybe Kevin Owens coming back, Chris Jericho coming back. Could we see Sami Zayn in the tournament? Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry has been very vocal throughout his career about how much he looks up to John Cena, and how as a 15-year-old he got to meet John Cena at a meet and greet, and John Cena talked to him for 5 minutes. Yeah. And it really impacted his life. Yeah. So he's been vocal about that. And of course, Randy Orton. That one more time, Cena Orton could be. I personally think it's going to be Gunther, because what better way to get somebody over than someone who's already retired one wrestler? He retired Goldberg earlier this year. Yeah. Could retire Cena and have 2 things under his belt. So then he'd be kind of similar to Orton, and he was the legend killer. And then Seth Rollins was the Kingslayer. Yep. So kind of similar idea. So we've got 4 matches left for John Cena. 4 appearances. So we don't know if he's going to wrestle in 2 of them. We know for sure he's wrestling in the last 2. So we've got Boston on the 10th, this weekend. Yep, so this coming Monday, he'll be in Boston for his final show in Boston. And then New York City, November 17th. Last time at MSG for John Cena. San Diego on November 29th. That'll be at Survivor Series. And then Washington, D.C., December 13th. Do we get an appearance from the Orange guy? Yeah, he'll be there. Interesting. Yeah, so Survivor Series coming up on the 29th. It's a 2-night event, probably headlined by Women's Cage and a Men's War Games cage matches. So for the men's match, I could see it being Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul, and maybe Drew McIntyre. versus CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns. Roman could come back and say, yeah, I'll be on your team, Punk, but you owe me a favor. Like last year, Punk needed a favor, so now Roman wants to be world champ.
Yeah.
Then you could have LA Knight and maybe John Cena in his first and only War Games match.
That'd be cool.
Because I thought he would be going after Dirty Dom and the Intercontinental title, but it certainly looks like after Monday Night Raw, we're going to get a Dom versus Ray at Survivor Series.
Yeah. Which
would be, their hometown in San Diego, Ray's first match back from injury. That would be a huge match.
Yeah.
So that, we could see that, but that would be interesting. Jacob Fatu is another name for the men's team. He just got a bunch of dental work done. I think he's getting the Roman Reigns teeth.
Oh my God. You mean the Ross Geller teeth, the ones that glow in the dark?
Yeah. So he's been out. He had a mouth operation. So we'll see what happens when he comes back.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the women's match, I could see it being the Kabuki Warriors with Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne, and maybe a returning Liv Morgan or Becky Lynch against like Bayley, Io, Rhea, Lyra, and maybe Maxine Dupree. Okay. Now that she's been getting all this, couple count out and DQ wins over Becky Lynch, so maybe she's in the match.
Yeah.
Be interesting, but a lot of big things coming up for WWE.
All right, let's take our first break.
Oh, you like wrestling? You like wrestling as much as me, Effie, the GCW World Champion? Well, I've got the right show for you. Tune in to Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling, where Steve and Mare bring you all the wrestling news, all the wrestling fun and gossip on a podcast available to you for free to listen to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else you get podcasts. That's right. It's Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling.
All right, we've got AEW up next. So there's the, men's Blood and Guts Advantage Battle Best of 3 series match 1.
So what they're doing is to determine who gets the first advantage in Blood and Guts, AEW's version of War Games. They're having both for the men's and women's a best of 3 match.
Okay.
So whoever wins from there, 2 out of the 3 matches is going to get the person advantage.
So that means they get to go in first, or?
So that means you start out with 2 people, and then after 5 minutes, somebody comes in.
Gotcha.
And then whoever gets the advantage, they'll have that advantage. So then it'll be 2-on-1 for 5 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay. So the first match was Claudio versus Orange Cassidy, 12 minutes and 22 seconds. So Claudio picked up the win.
Yeah, big win for Claudio. Claudio was doing his strength in full form, walked up the steps, suplexing Orange Cassidy. He was throwing him around. Claudio was looking really good tonight and started out with the Death Riders up 1-0 in the advantage matches.
Yeah. Then we had a women's women's world tag title match, tournament quarterfinal match. The Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, which they had matching gear.
Yep.
It was cool. And then they defeated Athena and Mercedes Moné in 13 minutes and 41 seconds.
Yeah, this might be, shocker of the year. Harley Cameron picking up the win over Athena. So it's a huge win. Nobody expected the Babes of Wrath to win this.
Mm-hmm.
It sets them up to go against the Sisters of Sin in the next round, but it also could set up Harley Cameron to go against Athena in December at Final Battle for the Ring of Honor women's title. So it'll be interesting to see what comes from this. Chris Statlander was heavily involved, furthering along her feud with Mercedes Moné. Could we see Mercedes and Athena clash again over the blame on this loss? A lot of things coming out of this, but huge win for the Babes of Wrath, and their gear did look great.
Yeah, they looked awesome. I'm starting to like Harley Cameron more and more each day because she's ridiculous as shit.
Yeah, she just graduated from NYU
film school?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
good for her.
She does a little bit of everything. She can sing. She's a trained ventriloquist.
Yep.
She's a pro wrestler.
She's funny. Then we had the second match of the best of 3 series. Darby Allin defeats Daniel Garcia. That's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, Darby's one of the top guys there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's also one of the OGs. He's been there from the jump.
Yeah, this was a really good match. I've really enjoyed Garcia since he joined the Death Riders. I like his presentation, how he's, his entrance, the way he's gone. I didn't like the good guy cheer for me. I'm the hero of everybody, Garcia. So this version is great. Darby is Darby, and I'm really excited to see what he brings to Blood and Guts. Like,
Yeah.
how far is Darby going to take it? Is he going to have his Mick Foley moment?
Right. I mean, yeah, he's wild.
So the third match for their best of 3 series is going to be this Saturday on Collision. It's Jon Moxley versus Roderick Strong.
So who do you think's going to win?
Well, Jon Moxley.
Yeah, I guess you're
Jon
right.
Moxley's not losing that match.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, then we had the women's best of 3 series match number 1. Megan Bayne with Penelope Ford defeats Mina Shirakawa in 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Was this the match that Tony was commentating on?
Yeah.
She kept calling Megan Bayne a big bitch or something. I loved it. It was
Yeah,
great.
she also told Excalibur that he should come commentate her orgies.
Yes, I do remember that. She is freaking hysterical. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, so Mina was a last-minute replacement in this match. This was supposed to be Queen Aminata, but she is hurt. So it looks like she's...
Many chocolate kisses.
I'm not sure what the injury is, but she is going to be out of the Blood and Guts match altogether. So Mina's fully in. This was a big win for Megan Bayne. I foresee a championship in her future.
Yeah.
And, like you said, Tony was great on commentary.
She called Mina her wife.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. They're the timeless lovers.
I think that's great. They should do an intergender match with the Golden Lovers, but Kota Ibushi's injured again, so.
Yeah. And Marina Shafir came out of the audience and choked out Toni Storm.
Oh, did she? I missed that part.
Yeah, that was a big one there. So she's fully supporting Megan Bayne, and I think they're a great team.
All right, we had the AEW World Trios title match, the Ops. So Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe defeat Adam Page, Eddie Kingston, and Hook. 12 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah, big win for the Ops. Eddie Kingston still doesn't look like he's fully back. So we could see here. But there's something going on with Hook. This is the second match in a row that Hook has tapped out to. So I'm wondering if Hook's going to do something to, either turn on Eddie Kingston or what it could be.
Yeah.
But maybe Eddie Kingston in with the Death Riders. That'd be interesting. But yeah, there's something going on with Hook. To tap out 2 times that quick, that it, both times to the Ops, seems like they're doing something there.
Maybe we'll see. I thought Eddie looked all right.
He looked all right, but not what we expect. So we've got half the tournament into the second round for the women's tag tournament. So the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, defeated Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter. And the Babes of Wrath defeated Mercedes Moné and Athena. So they'll battle to see who goes to the finals. And we'll see next week Alex Windsor and Rio going against Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa. And Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir against Tay Mello and Anna Jay. So as much as I love Tony and Mina, I'd love to see Megan Bayne and Marina go through this tournament and win.
It would be cool.
I think Megan Bayne should be pushed. I think she's great. She can talk, and I like her with Marina, and that's a dominant tag team right there.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley in their corner, that would be interesting.
That'd be pretty awesome.
So then next week is Blood and Guts, so we got 2 cage matches. So the men's match, we have the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Pac, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta going against Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly.
Does it make me a jerk that while you were reading off the names, you were like, John Moxley, Pac, and I'm like, John Moxley? Frodo? Doesn't he look like a hobbit now with his haircut?
Yeah, his gear is a little crazy, but he is jacked to the gills.
I mean, I would expect nothing less from him. He's always been jacked.
Yeah, I think the Death Riders are going to pick this up, and we're going to see a final collision of Moxley and Darby. Something, I don't know how crazier they can get
I'm
after
like
a cage match.
concerned for Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Like every time we went to appointments when I was pregnant with Rocco and they asked if I felt safe at home, that's how I feel about Mox and Darby.
Yeah, I think Darby could do something crazy. I mean, this could be his Mick Foley moment.
Where he gets his tooth stuck in his own nose?
Or he gets thrown off the
Or his
cage.
ear ripped off?
Could be a lot, but
Maybe
there's
I'll
no limit.
both.
Then we have the women's blood and guts match. So we have the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and the Triangle of Madness, Tekla, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander, Tony Storm, Willow Nightingale, Jamie Hayter, Harley Cameron, and Mina Shirakawa. So this is going to be live from the Greensboro Coliseum next week. I would imagine, I don't foresee Mercedes Moné losing 2 matches in a row. And I would expect whichever side wins is probably going to be where the winners from the women's tag title tournament comes in.
Yeah.
So I would expect Marina and Megan to maybe win, or if they are going to go with Harley and Willow, it could be their time to shine.
I think they're entertaining, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And on this show, Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone made an announcement that a casino gauntlet match is going to happen at the Full Gear pay-per-view, and they're going to crown an AEW national champion. So another title into the fold. The idea is to be like the NWA National Championship, and it's going to be defended again across multiple promotions like CMLL, New Japan, and the Independents.
So national, not international?
Yep, national championship.
So, okay.
So it'll be all over, and, it'll be interesting to see who's going to be in this. But I could foresee someone, maybe like a Ricochet winning it, someone that would go all over. And, all they said so far, the first 2 people in are Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. So, yeah, maybe Swerve Strickland returns and is in the match.
Maybe.
That would be a big move for him. Something to give it credibility. But, yeah, we'll see.
All right, New Japan. Hit me.
Yeah, so they had the final Homecoming, which was the final show in Hiroshi Tanahashi's hometown. Most of the card was 6, 8, and 10-man tag matches. Pretty much had everybody from the tag tournament just in, tag matches. But the final 3 matches, what you really wanted to check out. So we had the junior tournament finals. It was the House of Torture, Doki and Sho. They beat the Bullet Club War Dogs, Robbie X and Taji Ishimori. It was a big win for the House of Torture, but mostly an underwhelming match. I feel like the junior tag division has lost a lot of the lore from the last decade. No more Young Bucks, Motor City Machine Guns. Red Dragon's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Kushida and Kevin Knight aren't a tag team there anymore.
Yeah.
This is something where if New Japan used guys from AEW or CMLL, it could help inject some life into these tournaments and make people want to watch these matches.
Yeah. The next match is the IWGP Global Heavyweight title match. It was Yoda versus Tanahashi. Now Yoda won 20 minutes and 5 seconds.
Yeah, this was the best Tanahashi match in a long time. They're definitely setting up Yoda as the next big guy in New Japan. And Tanahashi looked really good. He's always been in great shape, but maybe he had a little pep in his step because it was his final time in his hometown.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, Yuta Ice came out and challenged Tanahashi to a match, so they're going to be going at it. And it's crazy to think that in less than 2 months, Tanahashi is all done, and less than 1 month apart, Cena and Tanahashi, the aces from 2 different promotions, are going to be retiring.
It's crazy.
And they're both going to be done forever. Cena said he'll never put on the gear, and Tanahashi's now the president of New Japan, so he's got more important things. Yeah.
Man, am I going to cry at John Cena's last match?
Probably.
Me and Rocco will be crying in the corner while you and Charlotte mean mug us.
While he gets choked out by Gunther.
I hope they pick somebody else. I don't want him to fight Gunther for his last match. I don't know who, but not Gunther. All right. Then we had the IWGP World Heavyweight title match. Konosuke Takeshita defeats Hiroki Goto with Yoshihashi in 24 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, big win for Takeshita in his first title defense. I really enjoy Goto, his offense. He makes everything look good that he does. And Goto should definitely be pushed as a main guy in New Japan. This way it prepares everybody and gets him some rub before the Street Fighter release.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a huge deal. Goto should be pushed. New Japan should be hyping up that movie because he's going to be seen on the big screen alongside Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So he'll be looked at in that light. So they should be doing all kinds of promotion around that. And, he's a solid guy in the ring. At the end of the match, Yota Tsuji came out and challenged Takeshita for Wrestle Kingdom. So that's your main event at Wrestle Kingdom, Takeshita versus Yota Tsuji. And Takeshita upped the stakes and said he wanted a title for title match.
Yeah.
So both titles are going to be on the line at Wrestle Kingdom. And that's going to be a huge match. And Tanahashi announced that next week they're going to be announcing who his final opponent is going to be at Wrestle Kingdom. There's been a lot of talks that AEW has offered Okada his biggest rival, but I think they're pushing to try to get Nakamura to come in.
I think that would be huge.
That would be huge in New Japan. I'm not sure how Tony Khan would feel about that, but I'm sure for Tanahashi, who's done a lot for AEW with AEW, I don't think they'd be too sour about that. But would WWE try a power play and say, we'll give you Nakamura, but
if you give us your company.
No. Yeah. But they could say no AEW wrestlers on the card if Nakamura's on the card. They could try something like that, but it would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wrestle Kingdom's going to be good. But yeah, 2 big retirements coming up soon. But we got a big few weeks upcoming. We got Blood and Guts next week, Wednesday night in Greensboro. Then Survivor Series the following week. And then after that, we have Full Gear the week after. So we'll be doing preview shows for the 2 big pay-per-views, Survivor Series and Full Gear. And then next month, we'll be debuting our first year-end awards.
Our first annual inaugural Suplexies.
The Suplexies. So we'll also have some special guest contributors coming in this month who will be joining us for our pay-per-view preview, something to switch it up. And then our year-end blowout. So a lot of big things coming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. If anybody out there's an Office fan, the Dundies, it's going to be just like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Steve will even sing a tune or two, just like Michael Scott.
Yeah, I'll sing the Vince McMahon Stand Back song.
How does that go?
Oh, we'll have to post it on our page.
Okay.
Stand Back, Vince McMahon.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for tagging in this week. If you've had as much fun as we did, hit that follow button, leave a review, and we'll catch you next time, right here on Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling, where the ring never...